What's up guys, I'm Shane and this is Spare Change. If you've got a passion for new movies and for new audio and video gear, then tap the subscribe button for new weekly videos. And for a review, we have Avengers Endgame on 4K Blu-ray. I won't be reviewing the movie itself, I'm just going to share with you my thoughts on the video and the audio quality. Now for a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 6.5K. It's got a 2K DI. It's rated PG-13. Runtime is 181 minutes. Aspect ratio is 239:1. So there are no IMAX shots in this, and there are black bars. You know, this wasn't a drastic change from the 4K digital stream. There were areas on the stream where I noticed some banding due to compression, and I also noticed some light banding in this 4K Blu-ray transfer too. It's almost imperceptible on my 65-inch and 75-inch TV sets, but it became more noticeable blown up on my projection setup. And before you ask me what I use to watch these movies, you can find a full list down below in the description. So yeah, there's some light banding here and there, probably due to compressing this movie down to 60 gigs and not going for the full 100 gig limit, but it is what it is. Sharpness and detail I thought was more stable and firm coming from the digital. Those close-up shots that were great on the digital stream were cleaner and had a bit more resolvable detail present on the physical Blu-ray. So facial features, whether it was on live actors' faces or on CGI characters' faces, were always clean and crisp. Hulk's neck hair looked almost real. I should also mention that this movie was shot digitally, so this presentation for the most part is clean and grain-free. So yes, there are some great 4K crispy shots, and since some of those great crispy shots are so clean, you may find yourself noticing that digitally rendered backgrounds can appear flat. You know, since a lot of the action does take place against a green screen. If it's your first time watching this, then you'll probably not notice it, but on subsequent viewings, you might find yourself picking it apart, especially towards the big battle in the third act. Now, just like the digital version, there is a mixture of really great sharp scenes and there's an equal amount of soft scenes. So one moment it'll be 4K crisp and the next shot it could just be soft. As far as HDR usage, I saw some great eye-popping colors in the streets of Tokyo in Chapter 7. The neon lights were bright and bold and contrasted nicely against the black background. Spectral highlights from explosions or Captain Marvel can be eye-piercing, so be ready to grab those sunglasses. As for the overall color palette, I found it to be more on the natural side, and oftentimes the image can lean on the duller side. Chapter 14 was one of the better scenes with a rich dark purple sky over Vormir, and when the portals open in Chapter 17, the orangey glow really pops off the screen. Black levels I found could offer up some great contrast, giving the image some added depth and dimension, and other times I found black levels could be grayish, thus giving it that duller look. If I had to pick which was a better looking movie between Infinity War or Endgame, I'd have to say that Infinity War offers a better, punchier picture.
Shut the front door.
Audio is in Dolby Atmos, and it sounded exactly what I heard back in the theater. That's to say that this isn't a height effects heavy mix. Although coming from the digital stream, I found there was more spatial presence in the front soundstage. But Atmos height effects again were still light. There was only a couple of really attention-grabbing effects like War Machine in the upper left channel in Chapter 6, and Pepper in the same channel when she joins the fight in Chapter 17. When Thanos says make it rain, there's some cool effects when the ship starts opening fire from above. Other than a handful of strong moments, I found that there was mostly light ambiance in the height speakers, but there is some good movement within the lower channels. Bass response, unlike previous Marvel movies, I thought was demo-worthy here, with the last battle in Chapter 16 giving all 3 of my subwoofers a hefty workout. Soundstage had a nice wide upfront presence, especially when the musical score would kick in, and definitely better than the digital stream. Dialogue sounded perfectly fine and always remained dead center, so no issues there. So for audio, I'm gonna go with an 8.5. For such a huge action movie, I was looking forward to being surrounded by sound effects in every speaker. There's decent lower channel activity with some pretty great sounding bass, but it is light for height channel effects. As far as it having low volume like previous Marvel movies, I thought it sounded almost normal this time, since I only had to raise the volume about 2 dB or so. For video, I'm gonna go with a 9.2. I thought this was a little better than the digital stream, with a mix of softness and some great 4K crispiness thrown in. HDR was good, but nowhere near Aquaman levels. And black levels weren't always the greatest, but they were still decent. So is the physical disc better than the digital stream? Yes, it is. Is it better than the standard Blu-ray? Yes, it is. I think you should buy it if you're an Avengers fan. Alright, so those are my thoughts on this 4K Blu-ray. Did you guys pick it up? And if so, what'd you guys think of the transfer? Leave us a comment and let us know down below. If you want to pick this movie up on Vudu or on 4K Blu-ray, I'll leave some links for it down below in the description. You can find us on social media, and if you want to support the channel and get extra content or want to make a request, then stop by our Patreon page. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys again in the next video.